I'm always looking for that one special shot. They're probably all good, but very few of them are exceptional.
So, Skeeter, your real name?
No, it's a nickname, but I've had it from day one. My full name is Erwin Harrison Hagler, Jr., so I say thank God for Skeeter.
Tell me about that series. How did it come to be?
You know, back in those days, I worked for a newspaper, like a Sunday magazine for a newspaper, and I did this endless feature stories on different things. And to me, that was kind of a magical story because everything clicked. I had a big variety of weather and a big variety of location and a big variety of cowboys.
Did you have to talk the cowboys into letting you photograph them?
Of course. Here I am, a city slicker, so to speak, coming to invade their life. And for the first 2 or 3 days, they didn't accept me. They were acting, I always call it abnormal. They weren't doing their thing. They were, you know, acting silly and laughing and smiling at the camera. And so my job was just to kind of wait them out. I mean, I had to stay there long enough for them to get bored with me, you know, and as soon as they got bored with me, they forgot about me. And then they went back to their work. And I tell other people, this assignment on the Cowboys is the closest I've ever come to feeling like I was invisible. There's 20 photographs that won for the Pulitzer for the series, and everybody likes a different one.
Which one do you like?
I like the boot. You know, there's a picture of an old worn boot with a sticker burr on the bottom of it, and I like that one the best because it really, without seeing, you know, cowboys, you can tell a lot about their life just by looking at this guy's boot. It belonged to a guy named Sonny Yeager. He almost gave it to me, but then he just thought better of it. He saw how kind of famous that boot had become, and he said, well, I better hang on to this boot. And that's my favorite. That's the one I want on my obituary page. You know, that's the picture I want to be remembered for, is that boot picture. The picture of Butch in the bunkhouse is one of my favorite pictures from the series because it kind of summed up his life in that one room. He had very little worldly possessions. He had a saddle and a horse and a few pieces of clothes, and that was his life. When I shot Tom Blasingame, at 87, he was considered the oldest working cowboy in Texas. I really had to work to get that picture because Tom was very self-conscious about his missing teeth. And whenever he smiled, he would always cover his mouth up. So with a reporter, we concocted a plan to tell him a funny story while I was ready to shoot him, and he laughed for a split second, and I got the picture. And again, that ended up being one of his favorite pictures. That was Tom going home to where he lived, and 10 years later, I was asked to photograph Tom's funeral by his family, which I did. And I've got the same picture of them leading Tom's casket down that same road. He was just a classic cowboy, and he was a good friend of mine. I'm kind of living the lifestyle of the cowboys. I'm living on a ranch now, you know, in Cat Spring, Texas. You know, where in the hell's that? Where the hell's Cat Spring, Texas? But I shoot a lot of stories for Texas Highways magazine, and boy, they're real picky. It has to be a special shot, you know, to make that magazine. And I shoot a whole lot of trail rides out here at Blisswood, but I'm always looking for that one special one. But you never know, sometimes you're surprised. I mean, that real special shot kind of shows up sometimes when you least expect it.
Do you know it instantly?
Yeah, you do know it. I think you do know it. I have to admit, my series on the Cowboys that won the Pulitzer was really a different type story to win, because usually there's some kind of real newsy event or it's some kind of tragedy or you know, starving children, something unpleasant. And I've heard from other people, this is, I think, the only Pulitzer that's won that has been on a pleasant subject.
So what's next for Skeeter Hagler?
Just keep on plugging away. You know, I'll never retire. I'll just drop dead one day with a camera in my hand, and that's kind of the way I want it.